Thank you so much, CMC, Admiral Bauer. Good morning to all. Bonjour à toutes et à tous. It is a great honor to address the Military Committee in Chiefs of Defense session. Your meeting today takes place at a critical time for Euro-Atlantic security. As the Chair rightly pointed out, our world is a different place than it was just a year ago. The rule-based international order is under great strain. Our security is at stake. Democracy is under attack. And our economies and our people are impacted. The war in Ukraine is front and center. Nearly a year ago, President Putin started his war to take control of Ukraine and take away people's freedom. But he underestimated the skill and bravery of the Ukrainian people, armed forces, and leadership. He underestimated our unity and our solidarity with Ukraine. He underestimated our country's reactions. We have been providing unprecedented assistance to support Ukraine's right to self-defense. And this has made a difference on the battlefield. And this support is critical to shape Ukraine's future. Now, as Secretary General Stoltenberg emphasizes, underestimating Russia is dangerous. Putin is preparing for a long war. He has already mobilized over 200,000 more troops, many of whom are in training. He is scaling up Russian military production and sourcing more weapons from other authoritarian regimes, including Iran. But perhaps most importantly, we have no indication that Putin's goals have changed. So we must be prepared for the long haul. 2023 will be a difficult year, and we need to support Ukraine for as long as it takes. At the same time, we need to deliver on the decisions our leaders took at the Madrid summit last year and strengthen our defenses to face any threat from any direction. Progress is underway to rapidly scale up our battle groups on the eastern flank up to brigade level and put more troops at higher readiness. We are also moving ahead to deliver the new force model and the new plans to defend key and relevant places in the alliance in all strategic directions. We are also making progress to get the right command and control arrangements. Your continued leadership and support are key to implement these decisions, especially as we look to our next summit in Vilnius this July. Let me briefly mention 3 points, and you'll be discussing at length all these topics and more, which we believe will be essential in view of our summit in Vilnius. First, we need to invest more in defense. The 2% target set in Wales almost a decade ago is increasingly seen as a floor, not as a ceiling, for our defense investments. We need well-trained, well-equipped soldiers with modern capabilities, ready to deploy faster whenever and wherever needed. For this, allies must continue to make progress, including with commitments beyond 2024. Second, we need to ramp up our industrial capacity to manufacture weapons and ammunition and work closely with the defense industry to replenish our own stocks. It matters for Ukraine and for our own deterrence and defense. This will be an important topic of discussion at the upcoming NATO defense ministers meeting in February in this very room. And finally, while learning the lessons from this war, we also need to prepare for potential future wars and continue to transform NATO for the digital age. Our alliance must retain the military capacity and capability to defend the alliance against all challenges now and in the future, including in multi-domain operations. it is essential that we better harness the opportunities that come with new technologies, including artificial intelligence and big data. And there is much work underway at NATO to sharpen our technological edge. This in turn strengthens and bolsters our deterrence and defense. And like I mentioned with the defense sector and defense industry, our cooperation with drivers of innovation, the private sector, also on technology, is essential. So we have a busy agenda ahead of us. I look forward to continue working with all of you to keep NATO strong, our people safe. I'd like to thank also CMC Admiral Bauer for his superb leadership at the helm of this very important and distinguished group. Thank you so much for having me today.